I'm going to answer some questions about what happens after you sign a purchase contract to purchase a house. So here in Miami and in a lot of the state of Florida, we use the customary contract that we use is the as-is residential contract for sale and purchase. That's for any residential property, single family home, or condo, or townhouse. Any of those properties would be that same contract. And it's a standard form, and you delineate a lot of the information that is going to dictate what happens after you sign it, obviously in the contract. So you make those decisions when you're writing up the contract offer, and once it's signed, you have responsibilities. And so once it's signed, I give my clients contract dates and deadlines paper for what they have to, what comes next. What are their responsibilities under the contract? So after you sign, you have an effective date. That effective date is the most important date that dictates all of the other dates. The effective date will be on this paper that I give, and then within 3 days, in the usual contracts, you have 3 days to deposit the money, the earnest money into escrow. And you will have designated an escrow agent in that contract. It can be a title company or an attorney. So you have to make those decisions ahead of actually submitting an offer. Once you have an effective date, the next thing that you have to do is you have to make that deposit within that time frame. And then they will issue an escrow letter that will be circulated to the seller and the seller's agent to let them know that you've made that deposit. So after the initial deposit, you will have a loan application date. So you have a responsibility, if you're getting financing, not cash, to make and finalize whatever that application with your lender is, okay? After that, sometimes there's a second deposit, but normally the second deposit will be after the inspection period. In the contract, the inspection period is 15 days if you don't change it, but normally we put 10 days is sufficient to conduct all of the inspections that you'd like. That can be extended if you need, if you find something. And during the inspection period, it's important because if you find anything that you don't like about the house, if something is significantly wrong and you want to cancel the contract, you are able to do so within that inspection period. So let's say you go in and you find something, the roof needs to be done, it's gonna be a big expense. You can try to negotiate some repairs or some costs either as a credit or to have the seller do the repairs. But if not, let's say you're not happy with that or you don't want to go forward, you can cancel the contract and receive your deposit back. So it's a big protection to buyers to that inspection period. And it's really important to stay within those dates and negotiate anything you want to negotiate prior to the expiration of those dates. Then sometimes there's a second deposit after that point. We talked about the inspection period. Here, normally in the inspection period, we will do a general home inspection, which looks at anything wrong with the home. It looks at electrical, plumbing, the general condition of the home. You can also do a termite inspection, which is a separate inspection, if you think that there's that type of worry. It's not necessary in every case. Also, mold takes a little bit longer, but if you see signs of mold, if you're worried about that, you can do it. If there's a septic tank, you can do a septic tank and drain field inspection. And there's a camera scope inspection. So these are all optional inspections, but the ones that we definitely are going to do is a general inspection to look at the condition of the home, a general home buying inspection, and then 2 others. One is wind mitigation, and the other one is a 4-point. Both of those are for insurance purposes, and we'll go into that now. Because you have to have an insurance before you close. So let's say there's a second deposit, you would normally, and that's written into the contract also, and it's dictated by the contract, make a second deposit into escrow after the due diligence period. After 30 days into the contract, after the inspection period and everything, you have 30 days to receive an unconditional loan approval in writing from your lender, from the mortgage company. 30 days. That's the point where they will also deny you. If they're gonna deny you, they need to issue a denial letter, and you can also cancel the contract, or you can try to secure another form of financing, but you have 30 days to get that unconditional loan approval, okay? Then a certain number of days, you will also need to have insurance and secure insurance before you can close. That's important here in the state of Florida, especially now with all of the problems that we've had with insurance. So you will have to provide proof of that insurance prior to closing. And then there's the closing date. That date will be in the contract. So sometimes for cash purchases, it'll be 30 days to close normally. If it's financed, we will close between 45 and 60 days. Normally it's closer to the 45-day mark, but it also depends on a number of factors. If the appraisal's been done, taken a long time, et cetera, et cetera. So those are the dates that are really important to you as a buyer and are governed by the contract. So it's important to know what your responsibilities are, because if you you don't do the things that you have to do, you can be in trouble and they can go after your deposit. I'm not a lawyer, and this is the standard contract. It's just a form that we use. So if you have any questions about what happens after you sign a purchase agreement, please reach out and you can ask me any questions. Subscribe to my channel, or if you like the video, press the like button. This is Beatriz in Miami.